Millions of years ago, a massive volcano erupted here, creating craters, canyons, and gorges that stretch all the way to the ocean. Today, me and some friends are attempting to hike into this secret valley hidden away from the world. Our wild and a bit outrageous plan is to hike right to the end of this wild gorge. To get there, we will need to climb down a waterfall's cliff, enter a long dark cave until we finally find the waterfall at the other side. Then it's a lot of scrambling and a few times where we question it all until we finally find the secret river at the bottom. This gorge is a mystery to us. We don't even know if it's possible to hike through. This rainforest is inhabited by some of the world's most venomous snakes and spiders. There is no path, only deep wild jungle, and our only compass is the setting sun and running water.
It is deep jungle in there, and we have never been down that far, and I don't know anyone that has. I don't even know if there's a path. There's definitely no path, but we might be able to find our way through the bush. There are no roads, no reception. It's all a bit spooky. It's going to be a challenge for sure, but I'm pretty excited. I have lots of water, which I'm going to take, and a snake bandage, because even though it's better to not think about it, we always have to bring things like bandages and make sure that if something bad did happen, we're prepared. There are a lot of brown snakes in this bush, and they're the second most venomous in the world, so normally they're more scared of us than we are of them, and we probably won't come across any, but there are a lot of them, so you have to be careful not to stand on any and make them angry. But I hiked ahead of everyone, so I want to go for a swim first because it's such a hot day. So I feel like if I can cool off at the start, then, you know, I'll be an okay temperature the whole time. So, I don't know if you can see how steep this is. It's basically just a vertical cliff, and that's what we have to climb down. That's the first step to get down here. But I think that there is beauty in this kind of spontaneity and being scared. I think that it breaks the monotony of your life, and, you know, in our routines we can get so caught up and be comfortable, but sometimes being uncomfortable can be a beautiful thing. You can bring so much gratefulness into your normal life from these uncomfortable but beautiful times.
I think that in this spontaneity, discomfort, and pushing our bodies, we can gain perspective. This feeling of our small bodies carrying ourselves across the land, it's like nothing else. This cave is very long, and in the middle you can't see much except for bright light peeking through the other side. When I was climbing through, I actually tripped, and I couldn't see anything ahead of me except for blackness. It felt like I would keep falling forever. But luckily there was actually a rock just a foot ahead of me that caught me. Getting to the other side feels like such a huge achievement, and I don't know if I've ever felt so grateful for sun and light and fresh air. We emerged to what felt like a whole new world. But I guess I didn't know what was ahead of us. Next, we are traversing the huge waterfall rocks, or as Riley calls them, ankle breakers.
This is what climbing is about. And I'm not cool enough for this.
You'll be right. Put your legs out.
Oh my god.
Put your other leg out.
Okay, and then if I do this.
Yeah, but you have to put your legs out at an angle. Yep, keep going. You're almost there. Perfect.
Oh my god, I thought I was gonna die.
And I feel like you're braver with these things than I am. Are we now trapped here?
Yeah, there's a step in the middle and then the bottom looks further away than it is. Yeah, wow, that was impressive.
This was around the point that we realised there was no turning back. There is no way we can climb back up these massive cliffs, so now we really have to make it to the end of this valley.
I believe in you. You're tall. You gotta go to the top of that rock. Yeah. But you can kind of hold your weight on top.
See, that's it.
Hurrah!
It is a pretty amazing feeling to look back up at this majestic waterfall and realise that we climbed all the way from the top.
I am so hot and sweaty. This is the hardest hike we've ever done, I think. Look how far we've come. You can't even see the waterfall anymore. Where do we go from here?
As we hike forward, the rocks luckily got smaller and easier to climb, but also the rainforest got thicker. We had to climb over logs perched high above the ground and kept slowly climbing down to the centre of the gorge, finding these beautiful iridescent pools all along the way. The opalescent waters felt so refreshing.
Oh, it's so cold. Where does it come from? Oh no. Ankle breaky. Maybe I'll go around. Good luck. I don't know how big it is. Oh my god. And your hand is so big.
The bush got thicker, the spiders got bigger, and our bodies ached more and more until finally we made it to the secret river at the bottom of the gorge.
Whoa. The flood has been through.
It feels incredible to be here, so deep in the bush, away from everything. The cool mountain water flowing from the deep rainforest is so refreshing to our tired bodies. Time was reduced to each step, stretching like the water that curled at our feet. You get this understanding of everything as you rely on nothing but yourself for your survival in the rainforest. There is this feeling of sheer insignificance as you hike across these vast landscapes. The feeling is incomparable. This walk felt like it went forever. We followed the waters through the deep rainforest for hours, just us alone in the middle of nowhere. In this disconnection from everything familiar, we felt so connected. But in this secret valley so far from humans, we still saw the impacts of the climate crisis. We collected plastics that had washed so far downstream, and we saw the immensity of the recent floods here that were the biggest in recorded history. Being somewhere as beautiful as this always reminds us of the importance of protecting nature. From here, we hiked and hiked and hiked along this long river, but finally we made it to Freya's house, right at the end of the valley. It's funny, this spontaneity makes us really appreciate our everyday routine.
Muffy.
We begin to really love this repetition and routine, and we learn to find a balance between this harmonic monotony and intentional spontaneity. Sometimes breaking our routine and trying something new can bring so much gratitude into our everyday life.
I wake up early every morning to milk Maggie, and it's funny, it's turned to not a job but this kind of beautiful ritual where I just sit still and connect with her, and the mornings are calm and beautiful, and it's such a special time. I love it.
Each day we have the responsibility of caring for all of the animals. A monotonous routine of feeding, moving paddocks, cleaning coops, and caring for every small being. I think that it's in this repetition that we understand monotony as a beautiful thing. Some mornings the rain is heavy and the mud is thick, but the ducks teach us to play in the mess, to not take anything so seriously. This morning my legs are tired from our huge hike, but the goats teach me to bounce with joy as they go to their new paddock. They teach us to make our own fun. The rhythmic tedium of routine lets us notice the smaller shifts, like the subtle seasonal changes or the animal's individual characters. It lets us appreciate each moment of our life. It's a delicate balance, appreciating the beauty of the everyday and trying something new and spontaneous every now and then. But I think the balance is what makes a beautiful life. I think that one without the other is tiring or repetitive. It's the combination that lets you appreciate both.
These slow walks always make me so thankful for this beautiful routine. But my legs are so sore from yesterday, which also makes me thankful for the slowness back at home.